In this video, we'll be hunting 2 boxes of pennies, as well as seeing if we can make any progress to the album. We'll of course be looking for any wheat scents from 1958 or older. We'll also be looking for any foreigns, proofs, heirs or varieties, or any other cool things we can find. And we do have 2 enders in these 2 boxes, 1 per box. Both are Canadian. First one's here, and the second one is right there. So hopefully we can get some good finds and make some more progress for the album. Let's start the hunt, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Just opened roll 3, and I see the edge of our first wheat scent of the hunt. Here it is, right here. Looks like it's going to be newer, but hopefully it's one for the album. And it's not, but it is the 1958 Denver, first wheat scent of the hunt. Same roll as that wheat scent, and we have the first foreign of the hunt besides the enders. Looks like it's a Canadian scent, which it is, and it's from 1979. Just opened roll 5, and we're going to have a Canadian and a wheat scent right next to each other right there. And it looks like the wheat scent might be in good shape. It is. I'd say it's like red-brown, mint-state. That's really nice condition. See the Canadian first, a 1965. That's the first year of this design. And this nice wheat scent, probably going to be in the 50s, but hopefully it will be an upgrade for the album. And it is just a 1958 Denver, but that is in really nice shape, and it'll probably upgrade the album. Roll 6 was that Canadian ender, and I don't see anything else in the roll, but here's the ender, and it is a 1968. Roll 7, hunting through the roll, just uncovered wheat scent number 3, and it is a 1940 from San Francisco, and we do need that one for the album. That is a great find. Just opened roll 11, and I see the edge of another Canadian scent. This will be the 4th of the hunt. Looks like it'll be the newest, and it is from 1994. Roll 14, just opened the roll, and I see the edge of wheat scent number 4 right here. This one is 1941 out of Philly. Same roll, and we're already at 5 wheat scents. Just uncovered a 1956 minted in Denver. Just open the next roll, and now we're at 6 wheat scents because I see the edge of another one right here. This one is a 1946 Denver. Just opened roll 24, and we're going to have Canadian scent number 5 right here in the middle of the roll. And this one is a 2004. Just opened roll 28, and I see the edge of another Canadian and another wheat scent, only 1 coin apart right here. Canadian is a 1960 in pretty good shape, which means it is going to be a young head, which is a great find. And then the wheat scent is a 1950 from Denver. Same roll, and we have yet another wheat scent for the roll. And just uncovered it, it's a 1942 from Philly. Next roll, and near the end of the roll, just uncovered a 1958 Denver. That's the 9th wheat scent of the hunt. Roll 31, we're going to have another Canadian scent. This will be number 7 of the hunt right here. And it is a 1991. Just opened roll 38, and we're going to have another Canadian scent right here near the start of the roll. This one is a 1965 in pretty decent shape. Next roll, and we just hit double-digit wheat scents. Just a few coins in, uncovered a 1947 from Denver. Same roll, and we have another wheat scent. This will be number 11, and just like the one in the same roll, it's another 1947 Denver. Roll 45, just uncovered wheat scent number 12. And this one is another 1950 Denver. Just opened roll 48, and I see the edge of another Canadian scent, and this one would be number 9 of the hunt right here, and it is a 1980. Last roll of the first box, and this first box is going to end on a high note because I see the edge of another wheat scent, which will be the number 13 of the box, and it is a 1953 Denver. Same roll, 1 away from being an ender. Just pulled down the ender. It's pretty damaged, but it is another wheat scent. 1946 out of Philly. That was all for box number 1, and it was a really good box. We ended up with 14 wheat scents, all from the 40s and 50s, but still, any box with 14 wheat scents is a great box. We got 9 Canadians, including this 1960 Young Head, which is in pretty good condition, So it was a pretty good box overall. We also got a 1960 small date in pretty good shape. That'll probably upgrade the album. So I'll put these nice memorial scents, upgrade the album with those, and then move on to box number 2. Roll 6, and it's not really a find, but I just found my first ever 2022 penny. Pretty good shape. It's from Denver. Probably just put this in my album for now. Obviously not worth anything. It's just a brand new penny, but it is my first 2022, so that's pretty interesting. Roll 9, and we have the first real find of box 2, and it is going to be a wheat cent right here. And this one is a 1958 Denver. Roll 15, and so far this box had only had one wheat cent and not even a single Canadian. But I just uncovered the second wheat cent of the box, and it's from the 30s. It is a 1936 out of Philly, and I know we already have one for the album, but still, any pre-40s wheat cent is an awesome find. Just opened roll 19, and I see the edge of the third wheat cent of box 2, and it is here. And this one is another 1958 Denver. Next roll, and we're going to have another wheat cent, and it is right here. Hopefully it's something other than a 58D. And it is a 1955 from Denver. Roll 22, and just uncovered another wheat cent. Really weird that we don't have any Canadians in this box yet. All wheat cents, but I won't complain. This wheat cent is a 1949 Denver. Roll 27, and we finally have the first Canadian for box 2, besides the ender. And it is right here, and it is a 1994. Just opened roll 31, and I see the edge of another Canadian cent near the beginning of the roll right here. And it is a 1995. Next roll, roll 32, is that Canadian cent ender. Don't see anything else in the roll, but the ender is a 1978. Roll 33, and we have a pretty cool miscellaneous find. Just saw this normal memorial cent, just flipped it over. It's not in the best shape, but we do have a state counter stamp penny. It's a 1990, and it has the state of Michigan counter stamped on it. They sold these in sets, and I say I get one about every 5 boxes or so, and it would be pretty cool to try to collect all the states. That's what I might be doing. I have a few already, and this one's state of Michigan. Probably don't have it. That's a pretty cool miscellaneous find. Roll 36, and I see the edge of a Canadian and a wheat cent right there. I'll just pull out the Canadian first, and it is 1977, and the wheat cent's just a few coins after it. And it is 1955 Denver. Same roll, and I guess I was focusing on those other edges, and I didn't see the edge of another wheat cent near the beginning of the roll. And it is a 1956 Denver. Roll 40, just open the roll, and we're going to have another Canadian cent right here. And it is a 1975. Next roll, and I saw it before I even laid out the coins because I saw the odd edge, but we do have another Canadian right here. And it is a 1988. Just opened row 47, and we have another Canadian cent. Second half of this box has been pretty slow on wheats, but we've gotten a lot of Canadians at least. This one is a 1980. Roll 49 of box 2. Just opened the roll, and we are going to have another wheat cent. See the edge of it right here. And this one is a 1941 Philly. Both penny boxes have been hunted, so let's go over the finds. We ended up with 17 1959s, which is definitely more than I normally get. We got 16 S-mints and 32 2009s. Foreigns all were Canadian, and we ended up with 16. The only notable one was that pretty good 1960 Younghead in pretty nice shape. And then a few miscellaneous finds. This 1960 small date, the album does have a spot for it, and this will probably upgrade the one we have in there. It's in a little bit better shape. We got that 1990 state counter stamped with the Michigan state. That's pretty cool. And then we got my first 2022 pennies. We got 4, all our 2022Ds. Of course, I'm not going to keep them. I'm just going to keep one for my album. But it's pretty cool to see my first 2022 pennies. And then wheat cents, we ended up with 22 for the 2 boxes, which is pretty good. I do like to usually get at least 10 a box. That's my goal, and we did reach that in this video. And only one is pre-40s, and it was just a common 1936, which we already have. But still, any pre-40s is a good find. And I'm pretty sure we have at least 1 or 2 editions in these for the album, which is great. And then for copper, we pretty much filled the copper jar for both boxes, which is about how I've been doing lately, and that's pretty good for 2 boxes. So now I'll do any additions or upgrades for the album, and I'll give you a final look at the album for this episode. Just finished putting in all the additions and upgrades for the album, and here's how it looks now. We did have 4 additions this hunt, which were the 1940S, 1940-70, 1940-90, and 1950D. All common 40s and 50s years, but always great to add some album additions. We also got some nice upgrades in memorial years as well. Overall, this was a really successful 2-box penny hunt and album fill episode.